Hello, good evening, Greg. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? How are you?
I'm very good.
Good.
Very good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday indeed. Sorry, I was just adjusting the camera there. You're looking very...
Oh, Greg's gone. I guess we'll find out later what he was going to ask me. I was looking very dark, apparently. So just while we wait for Greg to come back, we are doing just a live, a little bit different this time. There's a live stream version of our episode of the Paranormal podcast. And we're also going to be doing a little bit of investigation along the way, which we will come on to when Greg gets back. Good evening, Nick. Good to see you as always. How are you doing this fine Tuesday? Greg is back.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. It just disappeared. Sorry. Not the best start.
Welcome back. It is very dark here. I'm going to turn my light on. I usually have my ring light, but I'm using that to hold my other camera, which we'll come on to shortly. But yeah, Nick is in the chat. Neil is in the chat. Good evening. Good evening, both. Good to see you. So
yeah, welcome along.
While we're just waiting for more people, if everyone wants to give it a share, always good. You usually get quite a lot of comments and questions and stuff, which is good, but always good to have more people. You fancy sharing the stream, and then people can come along and watch. So, Greg,
hello.
As we get this stuff sorted, do you want to talk about our plan for this live stream?
Yeah, so we're going to do a few experiments. And we've got a couple of other cameras that we'll be able to go to shortly. And you'll see they'll become very evident at that point what we're going to do. So we're going to try some online experiments. We're going to try and capture some EVPs and see what comes along there. We've got a K2 meter.
Yep.
What else have we got? I've got a voice recorder. We've got a couple of special boards. And although that we can't, you'll see when they come on. But what we're going to do is ask a few questions, try and capture some EVPs. But also, if anybody's got any question they would like us to ask, throw it up in the chat, and then we can ask that as part of the ongoing. We've got a few other things that we'll talk about as well, but this will sort of like be an ongoing thing throughout the show, as to see whether or not anything happens. Hello, Mike.
Good evening, gorgeous.
So it's been a while since we've done a live. We've both been very busy, so it's been a bit crazy with the podcasting and such like. So apologies if you've seen the number cut down a tiny bit. We're down to sort of 1, maybe 2 a week now. At one point we were about 4 episodes a week, which is
quite hard to keep up.
It's hard to maintain a consistency on that. So we tried to give ourselves a bit of breathing space. As Ash has got loads going on with UFO identified as well, and it's just energy and time. It's a really challenging thing when putting all this together and getting guests and that. So appreciate everybody's support still and listening. We're still getting in the 4 figures each week, which is really good.
We still have 2 episodes a week. 2 episodes a week. We won't drop down from below 2.
No. It'll still be 2. Usually a Tuesday and 1 over the weekend.
Yep.
Depending on which episode it is. If it's the monthly UFO roundtable, that usually comes out on Thursday or Friday. But yeah. And what we've tried to do, or what we do is we do have a bit of diversity. So we have the Women of the Dark episode that comes out once a month. We got the UFO roundtable. We have a paranormal roundtable. We try and get guests on. So we try and cover off everything, whereas some podcasts do just focus on one subject. We do try and cover everything if we can. So thanks for bearing with us. And also a big shout out to somebody who gave us a shout out on his podcast, which was Jeremiah Dorf for What If They're Wrong podcast. So Jeremiah, bless him, is also a man with time constraints, looking to study, and he's sort of stepping back from his podcast. But he said some really nice things about us, and we've tried to help him throughout the time with how to do some of the episodes, how to do merch and stuff like that, and just bits just to help him out. And he's asked us questions.
Yeah.
We've been on his podcast a couple of times. He's been on ours. Really nice guy, but he's going to do some studying and get a degree, and so he's a busy man as well. So it is one of those labors of love. Really, it is a labor of love.
Definitely.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody still supporting us.
Nick has quality over quantity.
That's exactly what I say to her.
I'm just getting some stuff ready for.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, too soon.
Oh! Wow. So I hope everybody is well, and we've had Easter since probably our last episode, last live. Hope everybody got through with the chocolate okay. And the coronation this weekend. So this is Tuesday, May the 9th. I had bank holiday yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, and also check out Mike's new article on the website that Ash has. I need to share that around myself, about the parallels of paranormal locations. That went up yesterday, I think it was. So have a little check out of that.
Which is kind of something that we talked about in a recent roundtable.
Live.
Parallels.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, a nice little article then again from Mike. So big shout out, Mike. Also on the website is something that we've started putting up, or I have, called stories as well as part of the blog. And these are, one of them's called The Experiment, and one of them is called Haunting, I think. And these are stories that are fiction. They are made up. They're not real stories. But see what you think, because they are generated by AI. So I give it a premise of what I want the chapter or the story, short story, to sound like, what I want it to be about, and it does its thing. Also, Portal article coming soon from Mike, so that'll be interesting. Loving that. And Mike's been putting a lot of work into paranormal equipment.
I've not seen his portal yet. I've not seen it.
It's really cool.
We didn't get around to it on the last.
No, we didn't.
We supposed to see it, and everybody didn't see it.
So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So that will go up, and I think everybody will be impressed with that, because it's something that is seen on TV programs or a similar type thing. And Mike's developed his own one, so it's pretty cool.
Cool. So I don't know how this is going to go. We just thought, let's just do this, put some stuff on, and just see if anything happens.
Yeah,
that was it, really.
That was really.
So I'll bring up mine. So I've got across the way. Obviously, you can't see it from here, but just over there from me, out of reach, out of sight, is just this little. Let's get it bigger. Got a Ouija board set up. Got 2 meter on the left, and just a EMF plus temp reader on the right, and there's also a voice recorder that's on, just out of view of the camera.
Yeah.
I'll just take that banner off. Yeah, so we'll have this on the screen throughout, and we'll see if we get any kind of responses, movements, fluctuations in temperature, any disturbances, anything like that. And just throughout, we'll ask it some questions or whatever, because we know this is my apartment where we've had a couple of things happen.
Yeah.
We've had things happen down in my basement, which we will need to do one live from the basement sometime.
Is that what we call it? Live from the basement?
Live from the basement.
But yeah, it is down in that basement's pretty creepy, and a lot of strange coincidences have happened there, about place names that people will go into on the same day that I saw a road sign of exactly the same place that person was going to in Ash's basement. And it wasn't till later on that it was actually the place the person was going to. So it was all a bit of a weird coincidence, and we heard loads of weird things. We have got the video to play at some point. We've got the whole investigation that we recorded, but it's a bit of a mammoth task to edit the video and get everything else done at the same time. So it is there, and there's a lot of stuff on video that needs editing together. So if anybody's an aspiring documentary maker,
just send you all this footage and put it together for us.
There's gigabytes and gigabytes worth of footage. Yes, Mike, come on if you want. We can see.
Could use it as part of the live stream investigation.
Yeah. So as we said, we don't really know how this is going to go. We've done Estes method before over the internet, but why not a bit of a live stream? And this is an opportunity for you guys watching to put some questions. So if you've never fancied doing it and fancy asking a question, we can ask it for you.
Invoke the spirits in somebody else's house.
Exactly.
In my room.
You're a long way away from my house.
So let me just do this. So I mean, stuff we've had happen in my apartment. So the building I'm in, just a bit of context, is a huge old building. The earliest records I can find is from 1910, when a guy called Cyril something lived here. As he paid rent, it was £16 for the year.
Wow.
His rent on this is a big house as well at the time. And when we moved in just over 2 years ago, we had quite a few things happen sort of in the first 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
The most striking was the bathroom door basically sat on the toilet doing your stuff. And next minute it was like someone had holding a handle and was shaking like they're trying to get in. But obviously it was locked, so it's like someone trying to get in with the handle was shut. No one else was about. So that absolutely shit me up. I thought someone going to walk in. It's like, I thought no one else in the building. We've had footsteps where, so it's like, it goes back quite a bit. It's quite a long building.
Yeah, it is.
So the kitchen at the back is like a long corridor from the lounge where I am now. And it's no building, it creaks a lot. And when you're walking down the hall, there's the creaks that you hear because the panels or whatever. And it's quite a familiar sound. You get used to when someone's walking, you get used to that sound. So I'm in the kitchen, my partner is in the bedroom, and I heard just someone walking down the corridor towards the kitchen, as you would, just normal thing. So I turn around expecting my partner to be there, and there's no one there. The partner's still in bed, but I'd heard someone walk down the corridor behind me, and we've had basic voices where it sound like someone's shouted me. So I've gone like, what? But no one had shouted me. obviously with voices and stuff, it is an apartment building. There are a number of apartments here. It could have been upstairs, downstairs, whatever. Could be that. But when you hear your name being shouted, that's a bit weird. So that's sort of all kind of happened in the first few months. The footsteps ones happened a couple of times, but last probably 12 months, nothing's really happened. Whether Cyril, as we call it, because that's the only name we can find associated to it, is used to us being here. Maybe it was when we first moved in, it was a bit like, so, didn't know. But recently, it's been pretty quiet, apart from when we were in the basement and we had something thrown at the wall next to us.
Yeah. So, that was freaking. That was right at the end of a recording of the video, which was weird. But do you think that is some of the bits in like haunted locations in general that people turn up and it's the first time they've ever been there, and there's creaking around, and your brain just goes into overtime because you're in a bit of a heightened state of emotions anyway, and people hear stuff, and like you said, you get used to the fact you could tell whether it's somebody walking or it's the noise of the building and whatnot, that the people hear stuff and that equates in their brain to a haunted sort of event. And the people, because they're so new to the building, which is a plus for the building, because the owners of the building have got this fresh lot of people coming through and all these weird noises, which are building noises, potentially, aren't spiritual or paranormal. They're actually just the building, and the building talking in because it's so old.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with old buildings, like basically when the pipes expand and contract, and like say just panels and just the wood, the house itself creaking, stuff like that, noises. What's a bit weird with this one is, since like say the first 9 months or so, there's been nothing. So we've not heard like the same noises again. No one tried to go in the bathroom again. It's just that time where the door was like someone trying to get in the bathroom door.
And I've been to your apartment, so I know that where the bathroom is, and it's down the hallway. So you would know if somebody was sort of there, as it were, and especially if you knew that nobody else was around. That's not kind of a thing that happens in anybody's house. Like our house is a new house, but that wouldn't happen on my door. And I think you'd get to know what sounds should be and what sounds shouldn't be. And obviously a rattling, like somebody trying to get into a door, that's not a building settling, or it's not a building
no, definitely
creaking. And like you say, because you've been there a couple of years now, you've been through the seasons of the weather a couple of times. So you would know what it's like in winter. You know what the sounds are like when it's a bit more damp in the building, where like the floorboards have maybe expanded a little bit, so it rubs a bit more, that kind of thing. So if it's only happened and nothing really happened after 9 months, then you haven't even had the full cycle of the year. So
no, that's true. Good evening, Ben. Thanks for dropping by. And just if anyone's like sort of watching, before we start getting sort of asking questions and stuff, if you do notice anything on the equipment or anything moving or whatever, just give us a nod, because in case we miss it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, because this after this finishes, this records and stays on Facebook, so we'll be able to review that. And if nobody picks it up till afterwards and you're watching it later on, let us know, because still at that point we'll be able to find it. Especially if the lights go off or the temperature flicks a little bit, let us know, because if we're asking questions at the same time, that's key in like a paranormal investigation, that we can then try and follow up on those kind of responses that are coming up on the K2 meter and on the temperature gauge, and even on the board if the planchette starts moving, because that would be amazing.
It would. And I'm like, I only got a few meters away from it, but like, that'd freak me out if I suddenly saw that moving. But
Yeah.
I would, yeah, it'd be cool though.
And what we can do is, but because we got the main one over at Ashes, we won't keep mine on the screen because that'd be too much to see. But if you flick to my camera, Ash, and I will. There we go. So there's my fingers. And if this moves at all, I will go back over to. Look, there's nothing on the bottom. It's just a thing. If it does, I've got a little voice recorder thing there, just out the picture. I'll move that out of the way. If anything seems to occur on my side, I'll let you know, and we'll go back to mine. But yours has got a bit more fancy stuff than mine.
Two things.
Plus, it's better in your house than in my house. That's all I'm saying.
I suppose mine's a bit older than yours.
Well, yeah, there's been some strange things happening here, considering it's only a couple of years old. So who knows? Who knows? It doesn't appear to matter on age, as we've found out going around America and such like that. All these haunted places, it could be young buildings, like within the last century, hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hello, Jodie. Jodie joined us on our paranormal roundtable before.
Evening, Jodie.
So what is going on here? So we are doing a live investigation with a Ouija board at Ash's apartment. K2 meter, temperature gauge. What else has that got? Is it just temperature gauge?
EMF.
EMF and the temp. Yep.
Yeah. So it says 3 zeros. That's the EMF
Yep.
reading. It's like it's not moved at all during the since we've been
No.
live. So if it does go up, then maybe it's something.
Yep. Yep. And the temperature's sitting at about 20.
Yeah. Very warm in here.
It's a warm evening, actually, isn't it? Even for you up north.
It is. The sun's out and everything. It's like 9 o'clock at night now.
Man, it's cloudy. It's cloudy. So yeah, if anybody spots anything, let us know. We can, and if it's happening at the time we're doing the broadcast, we can ask more questions if it's something we've been talking about, or we can ask a question anybody puts up, and we'll just see what happens. It could be that we start talking about other things, and that triggers the objects. So, and it could be that, and then we can try and whittle that down a bit. And hello,
it's gone.
What? It's gone.
It's gone. Right, leave me. You.
I'll waffle.
See what's happened to
it. So IT support is rapidly resolving the issue. So I can't see. Let me get back onto Facebook. I can't see any comments that people are putting up at the moment. So bear with me 1 second. Let me just go onto the page. I hope everybody is doing well, and we do appreciate everybody watching as always. Mike is going to join us in a bit. So with his portal that we didn't get a chance to speak about on the live. So looking forward to seeing that in action, especially to see how it interacts with the Ouija board and everything else. Again, nothing might happen. This is something we've done the Estes method before over the internet, where I've had the spirit box in my hand, well, on my side, blindfolded, and got the headphones, and Ash was asking questions while I was on mute, so I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, so we're going to see if distance is a factor, whether technology is a factor. It may be, it may not be, but we'll see. Nick, always good to hear that you're good. Big shout out to you, Nick, because you were up Snowdon, I think, this week, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, and apologise. Also, big shout out to Ben. If near Ben, and follow 411 Files, and you need a wedding photographer, Ben's your man. Follow him on Facebook for more info. You can pay me later, Ben. So yeah, I just wait for Ash to get back. It's not actually helping me now because I'm having to waffle a bit. So, this will also be part of this week's episode. We have taken a bit of a different stance on some of our episodes. I don't know if people heard our AI episode and we were talking about AI. If you managed to make it through the whole episode, you'll have heard that we created the artwork for the episode via Night Cafe, which is an AI artwork creator, which is cool. And we also used AI to come up with the agenda for the episode as well. So we spent a bit of time talking about AI and whatnot with regards to paranormal and UFOs and data and stuff. So, but what we're also going to talk about 401 file. Why did I say 411 files? Ben, I'm sorry. I am sorry.
That's the missing 411.
It is the missing 411. That's what I'm
David, play.
Sorry, Ben.
Play something.
I was just plugging Ben's wedding photography business as well. So big shout out to you, Ben. And I've got Ben's artwork here.
Oh, nice.
You can't really see it. It doesn't really work, does it?
It's a great drawing, that.
No, I'll put a picture up of it. Thank you, Ben. So we're also going to talk tonight about some footage that came out this week. We've spoken about this guy many times on the podcast, and he's been a guest a couple of times, Danny Moss. So Danny Moss is part of the team that run My Haunted Hotel up in Chester, which people can visit. You can spend the night there. There's cameras rolling 24/7 in all the rooms, and you become part of the paranormal investigation with Danny and his crew, and you do your own paranormal investigation while you're there, and they've also recording everything as well. So if you're capturing evidence, they can capture it as well. And on I subscribe now as well to Danny's like premium, I don't know what you want to call it, but it gives the first taste of some exceptional footage this week that people are have been talking about all over Facebook, which is a very strange entity or something going outside of a window. Yes, Nick, it is just strange. It is strange footage. I mean, I've sent it to Ash. We've discussed it before this live, and I do think he's captured something very unusual there. I don't know what it is.
So the last one he got, which was like an apparition type one, on the like a corridor, and you see the black
Lower Headwell Farm, I think it was, wasn't it?
And the one with the walks past, and that's some creepy.
That is
creepy footage.
Yeah, that was to me some of the best footage I've ever seen, and I've never seen anybody debunk that. I've never seen anybody come out and say it's fraudulent or anything like that. And from knowing Danny as well, and we've spoken to him at length now, that's not his vibe anyway. That's not what he does, because that's how you lose credibility in this particular community, and people are very quick to jump on stuff. So, yeah, that footage, Lower Headwell Farm in Pendle, the Haunted Hunts team went up there and captured this quite incredible footage of a man walking past the camera, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ben. Ben's feeling drawn to the board. Maybe get Ben to ask some questions of the board.
Come on, Ben.
But yeah, like this one that's just come out is literally just happened, so they've not really had a chance to have a look at it properly, get into a deep dive on it. So they might figure out what it is. and then they'll come out. Obviously, because it's only just happened in the past week, it's like, here's the footage. See what you guys think. We're gonna have a look into it in more depth, and then we'll let you know what we think about it in time.
It is great. The apparition they caught in a pub cellar called the Black Figure. I'm not sure, Nick. I'm not sure. We must have.
Is that the one? I can't remember.
Because there was I'm sure it's called Lower Headwell Farm. I don't know why I'm calling it Headwell. I've got a feeling it's not. In Pendle, where it was on a locked off camera in the hallway. That is cool. That's the one that we've spoken to many times. But at the My Haunted Hotel, they've had the doll move in the change box. They've had equipment being knocked over in the middle of a table. They've had chairs move on camera. And then this particular entity, or whatever it may be right now, it appears to be something going past one of the windows in one of the rooms. And it's strange. Yeah, they've had a glass fly off a bar. This particular thing going past the window, it looks like somebody's like swishing a cape, a white strange thing to see. And once you see it, and then they show it zoomed in again, it's great footage, and it's something that obviously does require more investigation. But something about it is just very odd. It just looks unusual to me, and it appears it just sort of disappears either into a wall or whatever is at that far end of the outside bit. But Danny said that there's no road, there's not a walkway through or anything like that. So I don't know if anybody's got any thoughts on that. Pop in the chat, because I know a lot of the people that follow our page also follow haunted hunts and stuff that Danny does with My Haunted Hotel. And I know Michaela Ford, she's bang on it. She's been up there a couple of times, and that's what we're going to be up there hopefully at some point. So
yeah, definitely.
And yeah, we might even be able to do a live episode like this, but all of us around a table doing it. That would be cool.
No, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. Right, shall we show the video?
Yeah, show the video. Let's go.
Let me bring this in. There we go. See if I can make this bigger. Nope. There we go. Let me just make it full screen. See, I'm very well planned out here. Can't even find that. There it is. That many tabs open. Right. So I'll play it.
Which tab you show?
Oh yeah, Jesus. Right, so let's Chloe just look towards the window.
Yeah.
So this is room 6 in the My Haunted Hotel in Chester.
There we go. Now they do zoom in a bit.
So that's the guys. Get it back on.
Hello, Danny.
Sure you won't mind us using this footage for this.
We're live. It's too late.
Fair usage, I think, is the term.
Here we go. So it'll go over at the back of the window. There we go. And sort of it seems to swish off. And also, Ash mentioned that just before it comes on screen, an orb comes out from the window into the room, which is quite weird when it zooms in.
He looked like towards where the lantern is, I think. There's just an orb appears.
Yeah, there we go. Amazing thing. It's the kind of footage you wish you get, but when you get it, you're like, what the bloody hell is that?
Because it looks like it's outside the window. They've said that there's no road or anything, so it's not car headlights.
So that looks like So you've got the very light pane of glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pane of glass to the right and up. So that looks like the waist. The light bit is like the waist, and you can see the pane of glass just to the right of that really light one is in the top corner, top left corner of that pane of glass.
Yeah.
That looks like a hand, and if you sort of follow it up and round, it looks like an arm of something.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. Ben asked what level is room on. I know it's definitely not the ground floor. I know it is up.
Is it? I don't.
Mick says it's the top floor.
Oh, there we go. That's even weirder then.
So we got no one walking past. It's
No.
up. It's in the sky, I guess. And there's no roads, so there's no cars coming
No.
at the back.
I don't know. Is this at the? If this is like the front of the building or towards the back of the building, I don't know.
The back. You said it's the back.
Is it the back?
Because the front of the room's on like a main road, the front of the property.
Yeah.
So I know where it is in Chester. Not been to it, but I know where this pub is.
Yeah. I've seen it from the front, definitely. The outside shot. Yes. And like Nick says, why would they show it if it wasn't clear what it was? If they're making it up, they would surely try and take something more convincing. Yeah. And that's the good thing with Danny and the guys there. They are very quick to put the footage out. Very quick. They don't sit on it for too long. They're like, this has happened this week. It's like a live investigation. So you see, it looks even more like an arm. But whether or not it's the window pane is,
it looks like it's someone wearing a ghost costume. That's what it looks like. That old typical eyes in the face for the holes with the eyes. If you look like sort of the bottom pane here now,
yeah,
you can kind of
see it.
Like
the
bottom of like something or clothing or dress or something. And then when you watch it, he just gets to the end of the window here and then just sweeps
around. Yeah, it's
very weird. Like someone's
that's the weird bit. I think that's the weird bit. It sort of like sweeps round and up. It's sort of, I don't know. This is what it's all about.
I think we'll get someone's opinion on it. Let's bring in Paramike. Let's see what he thinks about this footage.
How did you know I would have an opinion on this, Ash?
Wild guess.
Yeah, it's not like I'm known for opinions. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. Like, even from everything they've said in the show, there's like a flat roof outside that window.
Yeah.
So if it was someone outside on said flat roof, there's no way that they would just like disappear into thin air. No. And that's the same for if it was inside the room and that is a reflection of what's happening inside the room. It's moving as well, right? You see how quickly that thing moves and then just like flicks off and it's gone. Yeah, it's very weird.
It looks like it's like a very fluid motion. If it was somebody walking, you would expect.
Imagine if you had like a mop or a broom and you sort of swung it or spun it a little bit. It's like that, right?
Yeah. Or like you see, if you go into, I don't know, some kind of like dry cleaners, they've got those hangers that move around with all the clothes, and you think of a cloak on a coat hanger just whizzing there, so it's trails behind at the bottom. But even then, I don't know how that would be. But...
Yeah, why would that be in there unless it was used as a weird cloakroom at some point?
Yeah, and lots of stuff has happened. In that room as well. Room 6 seems to be the main room for a lot of the activity.
Well, they've said it had gone quiet for a while, and then it's only recently in the past couple of weeks that it started to like build back up again, and then I guess culminated in this that's happened in the past week, which is kind of indicative of how the paranormal works, where it will sort of build and act as like a wave where it'll build and then it'll all just crash down and have like a massive spike of activity.
Yeah. They recorded some other activity in the week as well with there was a group that had the box on the table, the box with the doll in it. And there was like, I don't know if it was a spirit box or something on top, and it just sort of like knocked over and they couldn't replicate it. And they show video footage of them all around this table trying to figure out how to try and replicate it, basically, which is a sign of a good investigation. If you can try and replicate what had happened or change things to see if, like, when we were out on New Year's Eve, some of the cat balls were going off. So, okay, let's swap the cat balls just to see if it was that particular cat ball just going off. It's about trying to repeat and replicate the footage or the evidence.
And then seeing how hard it is to actually replicate by something that I guess can physically affect, like the table, for instance. It was a REM pod on top of the doll box.
What's it, REM pod?
Which I think as it went over, it made like the REM pod beeping sound, and that's why they all crapped themselves and were like, "What the."
Because that particular room as well, I've noticed that with that table, they've had a chair move in that room as well.
Yes, yeah. And that was where they've had the glass come off the bar as well, which they said that glasses can move across like wooden surfaces if there's condensation or something, which can basically get between the glass and then make it look like it's flowing or something. But again, they tested the glass for that because they know about that, so they checked it and they were like, no, it wasn't damp, there was no condensation, it was just like a dry glass on the bar that just went.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And I think Nick's right with that comment there, that it's all an elaborate fake. I definitely don't think Dan would be up for that. The amount of shit that guy has had from the paranormal community is, I think it would be a nightmare for him if it came out that was faked.
It's in the latest episode of My Haunted Hotel on YouTube, Ben, around about 24 minutes, looking at the timestamp on that video there.
I'll send you a link on Facebook, Ben.
There you go, cool. 20-minute markish. But yeah, it's a funny one, right? Because you think that if he was in the business of faking stuff, it would be a lot more active, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and the fact that they've got the whole room, you can see it's not a reflection because there's nothing else in the room. It's something outside that pane of glass for definite. Well, from what? Unless it's a reflection of something that's not in the room, if you see what I mean.
Like a time slip or something.
Yeah, like a time slip. So it's actually is in the room. That is the reflection in the window, but the thing in the room is not visible.
The most recent article on Pursuit of the Paranormal about the parallels of the paranormal, go check it out now, where I said about mirrors and what is a pane of glass if not a slightly crappier mirror, right?
Yeah.
Which could be, if you believe in that and there is somehow some sort of spirit energy caught in the mirror or the glass window, if it's just replaying it, and it could be like a woman's flowing dress or something as she's run round the side of the bed, it's kicked up, and then who knows? It's bizarre for sure. That's
definitely a possible explanation as well, the fact that it's not actually outside and it is a reflection. That's a good one we could put to Danny about that, to say, have you thought that it's actually something in the room that caused the reflection, that it's just not visible at that angle or whatever. If you were stood in a room, maybe you'd have seen it potentially.
And they've done some really interesting things. Going back to Danny Moss and faking things, they've done some really interesting things in My Haunted Hotel, like when they got the dogs in and just essentially let the dogs investigate, and one of them went mental at the boombox or boombox or whatever it was. And when they've on the paid subscription, there's the episode about mediums, which was interesting. And then there's one coming Friday where I think, I don't know for certain, but it looks like I think they're deliberately trying to antagonize. And there's that clip of Danny and roommate with a Grace doll going, "Don't you effing speak to me!" And it just looks like
that's voice.
Let's do this. That was atrocious.
What's bad?
It was terrible, wasn't it? I promised never to do that again. But yeah, like it looks like they're deliberately trying to wind things up. And I know the trailer's made to look like it's really exciting and stuff, but it does look like it does start kicking things off.
It's good. I from other haunted hunts that I've watched of Danny and his team, he's not afraid of trying to fire them up a little bit, which is good because there's a lot of groups that go in, they want to do like say nice stuff and all that kind of stuff. I just go straight in, get it done. Let's just do it. If it's there, let's find it. And Danny's very much like that as well. I know this isn't a big Danny fan show, but he has actually done a lot for the paranormal. I know he's got a lot of haters, and I don't know why. But
yeah, but that's people who've been investigating for 20 years and still think that orbs are the pinnacle of proof, right? It's because it's like anything. It's because he challenges beliefs, and because people don't want to accept it, they're like, "Oh, well, he's full of shit." And I can kind of get the side of not wanting to antagonize things as well, because I'm sort of, it seems like kind of a nasty thing to do. So, for instance, if you're just trying to chill out in your home, then a bunch of people with weird gadgets come in and start calling you a dickhead or whatever.
Yeah,
like that doesn't seem that cool, but it does seem to get results sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much? I don't know. It's not even necessarily how much do you want results. It's just how much do you, if you're willing to push it.
Yeah, but I think you've got to do a good investigation, and like they've got this like live investigation going on 24/7 in a premises with known hauntings beforehand. It wasn't just this property that has now become haunted. The fact that you can do it and you get people in. So I think if there was a lot of BS happening, I think the amount of public people that go in there, it's all recorded all the time, something would have come out. And that's why I think this place is so fascinating, is that you look at the bits that they put out, all the real exciting nuggets that everybody wants to get on a paranormal investigation, get it in one place. And it's just like we're discussing now, we've just spent God knows how long talking about what essentially is something going past a window, but we don't know what. And it makes me really excited about stuff. Whereas when we talk the UFO subjects, something's happening all the time. There's a lot happening. In the paranormal world, not so much all the time. And now, with Danny doing this with the hotel, there is a lot for us to talk about and dissect and get people on and talk about bits of evidence that only happened this week. We know where it took place. We know the building. We know the people who are running it. All that kind of stuff. And it's just like, it's a good opportunity for people to look at the footage, and he gives the footage out and you can view it. If you were faking it, I'm sure you wouldn't give out as much good footage as he currently does.
It's a level above like the old Most Haunted stuff, where the door slamming was always conveniently off camera and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's purposely gone in there and gone, we'll set up 16 cameras so the place is monitored constantly, as you said. And it's also, unfortunately, a lot of times you don't actually get to do this because a lot of investigations are like public investigations, or you go out for a night or something. But the fact it's being constantly investigated long term is the way it should be as well. Because as we all know, like paranormal activity doesn't just happen on the night that you're going to turn up. There's no predictor as to when it could happen. Hence why he's like, oh, we got this clip from 1:37 on a Thursday afternoon when none of the guests are going to be there, and things like that. So yeah, what he's doing in terms of having the place locked down and constantly under surveillance is definitely the way forward.
No, I completely agree. And it's just fascinating. It is fascinating I know that there will always be things like to sort of promote the episode coming out. I get that, but he genuinely seems to be able to back up this, like the teaser trailers. There's always something seems to happen on a regular basis, and like you say, it's not always going to happen, but because it's being investigated all the time, cameras, and that's what I don't understand with a lot of other places like 30 East Drive. Why is that not just flooded with cameras all the time?
or places like the Ancient Ram that's got CCTV, but they never seem to release their footage.
Yeah.
And there's another one. There's numerous other places, that haunted places that have got CCTV that it's not like they're making the footage massively available. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, videographer extraordinaire, Ben, who's only just seen the video for the first time, has put an edit together for us.
Fucking hell.
Go on, Ben. Very, very fast work, Ben.
Ben is very good with digital artwork and all that kind of stuff. He's a whiz with filmmaking. So
I'm not actually watching it myself, but
game on.
His comment was, "That is so creepy. I think Greg is right. Definitely a flowing coat or gown." So I'll play the footage that he's edited.
Come on, Ben, and have a chat.
He's ill. I did ask. He's
it's got the thermal on it. Look.
Let me. There it is. We can make it full screen.
And this is what I'm talking about, guys. We've got people watching the stream of us, and like you might come in on. We're going to talk about the portal. Get that involved. We've got people editing video on the fly for us. I tell you what, that's a community right there.
Right. So let's see what Ben has done to this video.
401 files, Ben. 401 files. Just let's look. Where does it go? It sort of seems
that's really cool. Oh, we've got the night vision grayscale as well. It's almost as if there's hang on, pause. I'm about to point at the screen, like you can see what I'm doing. Can you go back a frame? Very, very top left of
this bit.
Yeah, exactly there, and the panel next to it, top of that. Does that look like it could be some form of stairs? And the way it sort of swoops and goes up.
Oh, fuck me!
It's going up
I
a
see what
staircase.
you're saying. Like a spiral staircase.
Yeah. If you go back and replay it.
Oh my god!
Speculation and conjecture.
Right, so let's play this one again.
You look the way it moves.
Oh,
it seems to go up the stairs.
Like we're curved to the right a little bit. Yeah.
And well done, Ben, on editing this and slowing it down as well.
And zooming in, look at that. It does look like a flowing.
Like a night.
Go back. So you watch.
Where's Danny? Quickly, message Danny Moss and get him on here because we're sorting his footage out for him.
Look, there's almost a trail in that sort of weird coloured pane of glass. Just there, see where it looks like the back of the tail there.
Yeah.
So if you watch the footage and then watch it go past, it looks like it's, I don't know, it goes over something. It's difficult to.
Yeah, like it gets caught on something. Yeah,
like drapes over something.
Yeah,
you can definitely see it's outside because this. Wait.
It almost looks like there's a missing panel as well, where it's like clearer in.
Because here you can't see it, so it's like.
Yeah, it's like a faded image above and below it, but that particular left center square, it's really bright for it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bathroom glass. Yeah.
I reckon that's something thundering up. Stone Tape Fear or whatever, something thundering up the stairs.
So this where it's red, I'm not too sure. Is that heat? Is that what it's showing us?
Or is that just brightness?
It might be. You'll have to ask Ben. It looks like a thermal camera, but I wouldn't know if it would be hot.
So you've got black hot or white hot.
Yeah, Ben would be the best one to.
So go with me on this, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, what Ben finds weird.
Just to the left of the center, where those lamps are on the wall,
up here,
there's like a beam that goes up diagonally. Yeah.
This one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So if you look where those stairs might be that we've been talking about, could they be the reflection of what stairs may have been on the inside of that building? Because that looks like a set of beams that's either the roof going like that or like a set of stairs. Because they have to have like a firm sort of thing on the wall, don't they, for stairs? Don't know.
I mean, also they say outside that window now is like, as I say, a flat roof. But back in the time, they believed that the woman who fell out of the window and died, they said there was nothing there. But that's not to say there wasn't maybe like a circular staircase outside of the building. Why you'd want to go up above the top floor, I don't know. But it certainly seems like sweeping round and going up as if you'd be going round a staircase of sorts. It's moving though, isn't it?
It is shifting.
Speedy.
Wow. So Ben said he finds it weird how it dematerializes.
Yeah.
It's just.
But is that as it would go up the stairs, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see
weird, isn't it?
Like an image of that part of the house from the outside, looking like in towards that window to sort of see a bit of context for it.
So what about room 6? That camera's in room 6 pointing at that window. It will be good to see room 6 from a different time. So not
recently.
Mm-hmm.
Or like floor plans or something old.
Or a previous episode when they've had something happen in room 6 to see if there's anything in that background. That's what I'm going to be doing after this episode.
Exactly what Nick's saying as well. If it's like, as I say, what's the opposite? The word's gone out of my brain. The opposite of an intelligent haunting, residual haunting. If it's a residual haunting where it's just repeating the past, and you're right. If there was a staircase there at some point, it's just going.
But find it weird that there's that anomaly from the left. I know we said orb earlier. Comes from the left just before that thing appears on the right.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at then. So he's looking like sort of around this area. This orb appears.
There it is. And then the thing appears. That's some weird footage.
I had a good friend who maybe still does used to watch my videos, and he seemed obsessed with orbs. And he was like, "Oh, it's weird that whenever something relevant comes through the Alice box or blah blah blah, there's always like an orb on screen that passes over it." And I was like, "It's just dust, mate." Maybe he was on something, but I'm like, in my mind, I was like, "It's probably just dust." But he was pretty adamant that it coincided with things happening.
I know Danny puts no sort of substance in orbs. Really, it's not his bag. Yeah, Jody, it does look like it has a bit of a trail and then drifts up, but it goes at some pace.
So weird. Just want to look frame by frame. Let's get the big picture.
Yeah, what we need it zoomed in frame by frame, Ben.
So it's like you look at that panel, like that wind glass pane. It's obviously it's different. Is it just a gap?
No, it looks like it's like bathroom glass. You know, like that, like bathrooms, especially bathrooms.
Frosted glass.
You're not allowed to have normal glass on a bathroom, but why is it not appearing
through that one?
Yeah, but why is it not appearing in the one just to the right of it? What is covering that window?
Or this one up here.
It's almost
the same color. Is it like? Is that?
It could be just a bit of board. It could just be a bit of wood or something. Like the Ram Inn's got shit like that.
I think we need to go and investigate room 6.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, we do.
So definitely trails. If you look here, when it disappears upwards, here is like a trail of it because it goes then.
Yeah. Yeah, look, you just sort of. We should have got Danny on this episode.
That's so weird.
Somebody tag him on the video.
Yeah, bell him up and be like, "Oi, Danny, we're scrutinising your clip of the apparition."
Oh, God, it's weird. It's weird.
It is very weird. Let me.
There's something about that top in the left six, that top right window as well, as you say, with that dark pattern. Because in the very two across, in the very top of that, where you can see the light, you can see it move through there as well.
I'm just messaging Danny now, actually.
Oh, yes.
We're discussing the footage from this week.
Nick says he'd come for a drink with us, but then bugger off before any ghost she's comes down.
It cracks me up, Nick, that you're like one of the biggest fans of the podcast. Yeah, anything actually related to ghosts, oh no, not for me.
I'll tell you what, though, Nick does buy a mean cup of coffee.
I'm hoping to free cup of toffee, tea and coffee.
Oh wow!
To share that minicon.
Nice.
So added value for your ticket prices, everybody.
I'll tell you what, that took you just over an hour to get minicon mentioned in this episode.
That's
so
what
if anybody
podcast has become, Greg.
Yeah, I know. It's an advert for UFO Identified.
Advert for my haunted hotel at the minute.
It seems to be most episodes. So if anybody's listening, because this is going to go out as an episode as well, if you're listening to this on the audio, please check out the YouTube video clip. We'll put the link up on YouTube on the show notes, but we'll also put this video of this broadcast on there so you can see Ben from 401 Files, see his spin on the footage as well. It'd be interesting to see what people make of it all. I mean, we've been discussing this now for a lot of this episode, which is cool. And it's good to be able to have some genuine footage that we don't really know what it is. Sometimes, as we know, you go on these Facebook groups, somebody puts something up and you go, fucking hell, that is clearly your uncle dressed up.
A cat shadow that's been added in post.
Yeah. And it's just like, fucking hell. I've got that ghost image from a ghost app. You can just put it on any photo and make it look scary. But there's not many bits of evidence that come along like this where we can, all of us, sit here. And I like to think that now we're all friends. We've all we've been doing this for a couple of years now. Even the people following us, like Nick, he's been involved all the time, especially when we did our lives. Yourself, Mike, we've all got this little community going, and we're all sat here discussing this thing going past the window in a hotel in Chester that came out this week, and we can't definitively go, you know what, that's X or this is Y. It's fuck knows. And that's brilliant. I love that.
Talking about Mike, I was going to say, let's do you want to talk about the reason we brought Mike in? Let's can't let it go another episode where we talk about it and then don't show it.
as it's experiment night on the live.
Yeah.
I have the inner workings of a portal. For anyone uninitiated, this is a box of guitar pedals. A portal's really not that complicated. It's just kind of knowing what to do. I will put an article. I've got a video coming out at some point when I can be bothered to release it on how to build this, but I'll write an article for you guys as well, and you can stick it on the website. Initially, I tried to use battery-powered pedals because I didn't want to have a 3-pin plug going into a wall, because that doesn't seem super convenient for investigations. It turns out battery-powered pedals, you can't get a proper noise gate one, which is the one that filters out all of the horrid white noise. You can't really get a proper one of those battery powered, and also battery powered pedals eat through 9-volt batteries like you wouldn't believe. So I was like, 9-volt batteries are pretty important in in terms of paranormal equipment, and I'd rather use them in other things. Hence why I've opted for the plug-in version. A lot of them that you'll see, the homebrew build your own ones, are just a noise gate and reverb. The reverb's a weird one because it sounds like it sort of clouds the sound and makes things a bit more muddy. So what may potentially not be paranormal sounds paranormal. And I spoke to a musician friend of mine, and he basically said about adding a compressor pedal. And what a compressor pedal basically does is makes the lowest sounds and the highest sounds and just tries to bring the volume of them in line. So you have like less massive spikes of sound, and the quieter stuff is up here with the louder stuff. So it basically like squeezes everything to be in line.
Okay.
So that's where the idea of the compressor pedal came in. I've still got the reverb because that's like the classic Portal thing that makes the Portal sound. I'm not 100% sold on it because, as I say, it does muddy the sound. But yeah, here we are.
How does it work? What's it actually doing?
So it's the actual Portal is just a box of guitar pedals, as I say, and then I've fucked around meticulously with the settings and stuff. From there, I've got a Bluetooth speaker, which has got a aux output as my out, and then the input is just a standard S-box, Spirit Box.
Okay.
So all you're doing is taking the signal from the Spirit Box, running it through a bunch of filters, and then pushing it out the other side on a speaker. If you would like to, before we actually get this going, if you go onto my Facebook channel, YouTube channel. It's not Facebook at all, is it? If you go onto my YouTube channel, there's a short with this in action. Just to delay.
So if anybody watches Joe Rogan or listens to his podcast,
pull that up, Ashy.
Ash is the Jamie of Joe Rogan.
Well, I'm just not very good at finding things.
Hey Ash, pull that up.
I had it all prepared.
Does it get good results, Mike?
We'll show you the short, and then I can get Ash to link you to the longer video should you wish to watch that. Much like everything in the paranormal in terms of equipment, I'm kind of on the fence. But there is some things that happen that make me sort of go, what the hell was that? And we're about to spin it up in a minute, Nick, so you'll be able to hopefully hear for yourself as long as my microphone.
Sure.
Let me also jump on, and I'll find out the name of it for you. Your professionalism one, I can't even remember. Paranormal Voices, a Haunted Clock Tower, 3 shorts ago.
Right, okay, let me. As long as the audio works, we'll see.
Oh, does it not?
It's probably quite an important part of it.
Yeah, it might suck if that doesn't, unfortunately.
That's how I go anyway.
Are you visiting?
Yeah.
Is the audio on then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you stuck here or are you visiting?
Unfortunately, I don't think it translates very well going through StreamYard. But in the clip to me, and I sent this to other people without explaining what I thought it said, and they sort of came up with the same thing. After Neil, the guy talking, says, "Are you here? Are you visiting?" It sounds like the voices sort of go, "I am here visiting." The visiting's cut out by a lot of static above it. But if you listen, you might be able to hear it. In the chat now, for anyone interested, is the full video. If you want to see like the extended session with the portal.
Are you stuck here or are you visiting?
It does sound like I am.
Are you stuck here or are you visiting?
Yeah, you can definitely hear.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And there was
visiting.
I'm visiting, and there was a point earlier on where again Neil was doing most of the calling out, and he said, "How many of you are here?" And then almost immediately it goes 4, and it's like, "Whoa, okay." So it seems like relevant stuff does come through. Again, could be audio pareidolia, could be the reverb pedal muddying things and making it sound like it is. But I don't know. I'm hopefully going to use it on more and more investigations and hopefully be able to capture some more stuff that's good with it.
We need to take it up to room 6.
You imagine.
Yeah, it's got dark in my apartment, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's
It
good.
has,
Look at you. Oh my god, it's moving.
It's definitely moving, Ash. I've
Yeah,
got my ring light and everything on mine, Ash. I'm fully prepped up.
Oh, mine's not plugged into the ring light. What I have got is Ben has done his magic. He's got a slowed down,
again.
zoomed in, frame by frame video.
Spoiling us tonight, Ben.
So let me just get this on.
Right. So, hot off the press, just very quickly, Danny Moss can't come on this week, but he's available next week, so we can have a chat with him next week. Just to let you know.
Guys, I'm on holiday next week. This isn't fair. This isn't fair at all.
Sorry about that. I don't make the rules.
Is this the right one? Yeah. So this is the frame by frame zoomed in. No, it's not. What? No, it's not this one.
Now, Ben, I wonder if Ben would be happy for us to send that to Danny as well. I think Danny would love it.
especially the one with
Because we're reinforcing what he's saying rather than
the thermal or whatever, and maybe send him a section of all this podcast with our theories on it.
Yep.
Right, so there we go. It's that one. So frame by frame of the zoomed in bit. You can definitely see more to it.
Looks like a flowing dress going up some stairs.
It does, doesn't it?
Like this bit here now, you can see definite structure to it. It's
Yeah.
The way it's moving and swaying.
Okay, no, that's good though.
That damn Danny Moss and that compelling evidence he keeps getting.
I know.
up the invisible stairs. Crazy. Cheers, Ben.
Yeah, cheers, Ben.
It's either a floating dress or a
super
super ghost.
Yeah, what you don't see is just after the clip ends, as Pac-Man come up after it.
Wow. So just while I've been doing that, I've just messaged Danny and said, you will not believe what we have been discussing with your footage. So we'll get this over to him. We'll all come on, Ben. Time and place, just let us know. Always up for a chat. I don't know what to say about the footage. I think we're getting there. We seem to be getting there. I think we've established it appears to be going up a set of stairs. Or it appears like it is. What I don't understand is how it's dark outside the window, yet this thing is illuminated in light. But if it's illuminating, why is it not reflecting that light through the window in the frame? That is a good shout as well, Ben. It's not even lighting up the frame on the inside, is it? Weird. Like, proper weird.
You wait till Ben's edited footage gets featured on My Haunted Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, might do.
I'll make sure Danny puts a link to everybody on there.
Imagine.
But yeah, so wow, I think we've probably done that footage to death, haven't we? So to speak. For now.
Yeah, because they are doing an episode where they are going to sort of do a deep dive on it, so I'll have to watch that one as well and see what they they themselves think about it.
You imagine if they come out and they're like, "Oh, we think it's going up a set of stairs," and this, that, and the other. We'll be like, we're in line with Danny Moss.
Tuesday, 9th of May, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry if anybody's heard all that coming from my microphone.
Nothing on the
No. K2 meter.
board or K2. Well, the only time it did was when I disappeared off a bit before, so it went off again. I don't know why. When I was walking towards it, the K2 was going up to orange and red. I don't know if that's because I was walking towards it.
Have you got your phone in your pocket?
No. Well, it's my phone that's recording it.
Is your phone on flight mode?
Can't be. It's on Wi-Fi.
For the stream. Well, it's not going up at all, like the whole an hour and a half.
No, that's true. You think if it was your phone setting it off, it would be somewhat constant. Although K2 meters in particular only pick up on electromagnetic frequencies that are moving. So anything that moves in sort of its detector range, it will change. But if something sort of moves and then stops and stays static, it won't change.
Okay.
Something I found out recently.
That's interesting to know, actually. So something could be there, but just not moving. And because it's not moving, it
doesn't register. Right. Yeah.
Musical statues.
Yeah, there's a guy who Skya Tech, I think he's called. I use a couple of his items, they're really cool. And he's got a thing called the Magnavex, which is an EMF meter, but in that video is where he sort of shows a magnet with the K2, and it's only as he moves it that it goes off. Whereas here's one, it will detect any change, whether it's north or south polarity, irrespective of if it's moving or not, or if it just detects it. It looks really cool.
What's a bit scary about where I am now is obviously the only light in the room is from the monitors in front of me. So when I look up, it's just pitch black, like it is in that camera there. It's just pitch black. So I'm like,
have you considered turning a light on?
I saw it way over there.
Oh. There you go. That glance to your other half at that point of your light.
I actually looked up because my uniform is hung up on the door.
Oh, right.
They have a high vis and it's slightly glowing a little bit. So I looked and I was like, something there. I realised it's my high vis.
Right, for 10 minutes odd, should we fire up the portal?
Yeah,
yes.
do it.
Okay. Let me know if this is too annoying or if I need to fiddle with volumes or anything like that.
Let me put a light on, because then if we see any responses on our side as well as...
You hear that? You hear that all okay?
Yeah.
Ask away then, guys.
This sounds creepy, don't it?
As I say, without reverb.
What?
That's like standard spit box without reverb. No reverb.
It sounds like some old computer game. I can't think of words. Music.
This is actually facing away from me, so I can't hear it.
Get a chat mic.
Huh?
StreamYard chat.
Yes, it is. It's going backwards.
So, is there anybody in the room with Mike? Oh.
Sounds like metal chairs, like
Coronation remix.
A lot of that's the static. That's only noise that I hear.
So is there static causing that?
All that sort of it's the static where the noise gets just on the cusp. I've just turned up a tiny bit, so hopefully that'll get rid of a lot of that, and you'll be able to hear some more of the stuff. I think that's like, yeah, pretty much. I've switched the reverb off because I think that's.
Wow. I've seen horror films that are very similar to this episode right now.
The issue is anything. Read that out then, boys.
Go on, Ash.
Okay, comment.
If there's anybody with us tonight who wishes to communicate, please use the devices available. We've got a device with the green chair, and there's also a couple of little equipment things near to me in this building. Those here, can you kind of interact with them or try and use the device that might to communicate with us?
Exactly now, guys.
If you're in one of the rooms with any of us, there's 3 different rooms you could potentially be in. Could you make a sound on Mike's device? Or say something to us, tell us your name? Or could you affect one of the devices in Ash's room? Or one in my room? There's ways that you can communicate with any of us, even though we're in all different parts of the country. Could you tell me your name? Or if it's too difficult to tell me your name, could you change one of the lights on a device with Ash? It goes from green to red.
For clarity, I'm pretty sure that is Radio Blues rather than anything else. If I switch the reverb off real quick, it's easier to tell. Bit of classical then for you.
So are you like on an FM wave then? Or...
I can put it on AM if you'd like.
Let's see what happens on AM.
Sorry, mate. Turn it down a bit.
Doesn't translate so well, does it?
No, sorry. Sorry, listeners.
I danced to this in the 90s. But if anybody is around and wants to communicate with us, you can change one of the lights in Ash's room. It's currently green, but it does go to orange, yellow, red. See if you can move that. It would be really cool if you could. And we're all connected via the internet. We're all connected wirelessly. I've got a device here. If you can affect that, please do. Or if you can make a sound through Mike's portal device, please do. We'd love to have you as part of the show. And if you could let us know if you're able to just affect one of the devices or affect one of us and let us know. So I just had a message from Danny Moss again saying he cannot wait to hear all about it. So I said we'll send him the video footage just in the meantime.
Sounds good.
If there's anyone in this apartment with me, if Cyril, if you're here, no, we share the same building. We've lived in the same place. You can use the devices on the table just across the way from me. If you can interfere with that somehow, so you can change the colours from where it's green to any of the other colours for me, that'd be great. Just so we know that you're here with us. Or if you can make a noise in any other way. Does it say a FUD? I don't know if that picked up on my mic.
No.
Or it could be, like I say, it's other apartments. It could be.
All I can hear is his ball, mate. It's weird because I felt really uneasy when it was on FM mode, but I feel fine. Now we switched to AM. I mean, that could just be a symptom of how creepy it sounds. But
We're back on FM. Jodie asked to make yourself known. Who are you? What's your name? Speak to us. Shows you're here. Prove your existence. A lot of people don't believe, so proven wrong.
Exactly. There's an audience here waiting to see.
sound like those two words when they use something hello. Something.
Or is it something new?
Hello, you.
So can you make yourself known? Can you say something to us? Wow. And still nothing has been affected in your apartment, Ash. There's no...
Nope. It's the blue. Let me check something.
I think it is the one that's just not backlit. Although it should alarm if it gets a massive spike. That sounded very clearly like hello. Then.
Just put the backlight onto the EMF meter. I'm just still 19.
Oh, I didn't get that, Ben.
A while back, it sounded like a woman's voice going hello.
That sounded like something just then.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. And that sounded like a deeper man's voice going.
We've got to take us out with us to my haunted hotel.
Yeah, sure. And have Danny Moss debunk it and go, oh shit, yeah.
If there's a female present with us tonight who wishes to communicate, can you please say hello again? Shows that you're there.
Say it as clearly as possible for us. Please say hello again. Did you hear that just afterwards?
Wow.
It's bizarre. It sounds like it's ramped up a bit now. It was like, hello. I'm so glad you heard it then, rather than me feeling like I'm going mental. Is that a bit clearer now?
Yeah.
If there's anyone here with us, please communicate through this box in my hand. Please come and say hello. Speak as clearly as possible, please.
What was that?
That's
like-
say help me.
I thought you said give me.
Don't know. It was like there was a couple of words preceding it that were very quiet, and then a louder word at the end. If there is anyone here with us, we'd really like to communicate with you. So please step forward and either say hello or give us your name.
Did that just say hello again?
It sounds like it. It sounds very, very faint.
I thought I heard, or I thought I heard, I'm near the door.
Please don't say that. If you're near the door, can you please respond to us again from the box in my hand?
I can definitely hear a guy.
It's almost like there's a conversation going on, right?
Yeah. There.
That's soft.
Yeah.
So if you are just joining us halfway through this and wondering what the hell is going on, we, as you can see, in Ash's, there we go. So Mike has a portal device that he's made, which if you listen back a short while, you'll explain. In Ash's apartment, we also have a Ouija board, a K2 meter, an EMF, and a temperature gauge as well. And we're trying to do an online paranormal investigation. It's not the only thing we've discussed tonight, so please listen back. And if you really like it, share it with your friends, whatever. That'd be really cool. So this noise is us. What the fuck was that?
No, thank you.
Is us asking questions?
I can't hear it because I've got headphones on, but it might be a little clear.
Can you do that again? We could hear you. We want to hear you again. Can you try and say it a bit clearer?
Or if you're able to communicate, or if you are communicating through this box with us, can you set off the green device or the black device with the green light where Ash is? Go and grab hold of it and make it go up, make more lights.
I genuinely thought I heard a woman's voice just before that, the last couple of loud saying no. I genuinely thought I heard the word no, but
I mean, the beauty is this is all recorded, so
yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
That's mad.
So Ben has asked if you can say his name through the device for him. Can you say Ben? Can you show us that you're listening? Can you say hello to Ben?
Fuck me. I thought I heard
That whisper.
a whisper saying yes.
But-
I thought. Yes, I've still got the voice. Oh my god! I heard a whisper say yes when we're talking about saying Ben's name.
If you are communicating with us via this box in my hand, can you please step forward and say hello, Ben, for us as clearly as possible?
I said the word yes again.
Yes, again, why not? I appreciate that you can say yes. Can you copy after me and say hello, Ben?
That sounded like hello Ben. And that
While I was talking.
was 1 minute 38.
1 hour 38.
Even that.
One more time for us before we shut this box off. Can you come forward and say hello, Ben, for us, please?
Sounded quite aggressive.
Okay, thank you very much for your communication tonight. We're going to shut the box off now.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're not allowed to haunt my house, by the way, so don't even think about it.
I don't mind. You can stay here.
Wow.
So that is the portal, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. I definitely
Wait.
heard stuff. Definitely heard stuff.
It's weird, right? The only, as I say, I think that, and I had this conversation with Neil, the guy you heard in the clip previously, at the last investigation we did. I'm kind of under the belief that the reverb muddies things and makes it sound like you're hearing things that you're not necessarily, but he was very much of the argument of maybe the reverb just makes it easier to hear and brings it out more. And like, we both could be right, I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah.
it definitely seemed like there was some things there that were like yeses and voices talking and stuff like
There
that.
seem to be direct answers to questions.
Yeah.
When we asked the question, it wasn't just. So when you said, could you say hello, Ben? I heard it on 2 separate occasions saying yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, it wasn't what
Absolutely.
we wanted to hear it say, but it responded to questions. And there is only, I think we've said it before, there's only so many times a coincidence is a coincidence.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of our mantra around here, right?
Yeah,
no, absolutely. Excuse me for sorting out this mess of cables in my room now. I've got rid of the thing.
So
but yeah,
Jodie said we definitely had some responses. I agree, Jodie. I definitely think there was definitely some kind of intelligent response for definite. Whether it's coincidence, but again, how many times is a coincidence before you have to accept that actually there might have been the thing. So yeah, I think we've had quite an interesting evening. Now we're nearly 2 hours deep.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to get you guys out with it for a live, for a more live test than a live stream.
Yeah, I mean that's to do like a spirit box session across the internet from 3 different locations with a device that you've built yourself, whilst also checking to see if we can have interactions with other devices in another house. So in Ash's apartment. So I'm in Oxford, you're Swindon, in Manchester. So we're not close. I mean, me and Mike are
we're still close. But we're still 45 minutes, an hour away from each other.
Yeah, and I'm 2.5 hours away from Ash.
Yeah.
So it's to be able to do that. I think doing it online as well provides an air of, well, either of us can't be interacting with the other person like physically because we're miles from everywhere. I'm just in a room. We're all just in rooms in separate parts of the country. So there's no way we can, and we've even had people like putting their comments on what they're hearing and stuff. It couldn't be any more non-interferable, if that's a word. It is now.
Yeah. And going towards what Nick's just said about wonder why all this scares me. Yeah, like I don't know why, but the portal's the one thing that kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit because it does sound weird as hell. And there has been times on investigations where I've been like, oh no, don't like that. But it's just the thrill of the chase, Nick.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's nothing quite like being in a known location where there's something's happened before. As Mike will testify on New Year's Eve, where I just wouldn't go in a particular room.
The adrenaline rush of when you have something momentous happening, like hearing footsteps or having a door slam, and you're just like, "What the fuck?"
Rattling the door handle whilst you're having
an earther, yeah.
But yeah, brilliant, Ben. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for your help.
Man.
Yeah, thanks for the footage and so quickly doing it. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll be pinging that over to Danny Moss. He's well interested in seeing what you've done, so appreciate that.
Make sure you check out Ben's YouTube 401 files. Well worth. We've been guests a couple of times ourselves, and we will in the future as well. So,
and let me pick your brain about how you've got so many damn subscribers at some point as well, Ben.
Yeah, Ben does some really good stuff, and his videography, he does and makes films and all that kind of stuff. So he's got that flair about him as well.
Yeah,
I've got his digital artwork. He's got his own wedding photography business that I've now pushed 3 times, Ben. But so he's definitely got a flair with videography and making videos for YouTube for definite. And he does a lot of wild camping and wild man hunting. He goes out to known locations where UK's wild man has been spotted or there's been history there. So, and he's had his own experiences whilst camping out. So definitely check out some of his stuff. And we've had some wild conversations with him about Jesus being a hybrid alien. And we even spoke about Elon Musk. And we discussed the fact that they wouldn't get to Mars. And then it was whilst we were filming and recording, bloody SpaceX thing blew up on the launch pad whilst we were talking about the fact that they won't let Elon Musk get to Mars. So we've had some wild conversations with Ben. So yeah, definitely check him out and check out Paramike on the socials. And if you go to the articles that Mike kindly sends over to us to put on the website, his link trees now up on there, so you can find all the places that Mike is.
There'll be an article for the portal coming very soon, so you can build your own and freak yourself out.
Definitely. Can't wait for that. And if you like what we're doing, share it with your friends. Share all the stuff with your friends. Us as a little group of people that come together for these episodes, and we just get interesting stuff out there where we can. So, yeah.
No problem there, Ash. Don't know what's confused from here.
So this is Mike, Paramike. But no, yeah, share. Oh, wow. I was tripping out there. UFO Minicon tickets still available. Sunday, 15th of October at Manchester.
9 days left of early bird prices. So get your early bird tickets before the price goes up on 19th of May.
And the location, because this is in the same location as last year, isn't it?
Yes, Ordinshaw in Manchester.
And the location's fab. I went up there last year. It's a Masonic lodge. So you can imagine what it's like around the building. And yeah, it's a great location for what was a great day. So yeah, crack on, guys. And yeah, we'll see you all soon. This episode will go up on audio. So for anybody who subscribes, you will get to hear it again. And if you hear anything else as part of stuff we've been recording, let us know, and we can timestamp it, and we can push the content out again. So
I'm going to go listen to 1 hour, 38 minutes and 35 seconds because I'm pretty sure there's a whisper said hello, Ben. So I'm going to go and listen to that as soon as it's on Facebook.
And if that does, you have to clip it and stick it back up because we need to get that back out now because that would be insane if that's happened.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice one, guys.
Nice one. Cheers, Mike.
Great talking, Mike. Cheers.
Always a pleasure, guys.
See you later.